Water's strong with this one.
Who's the more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows it?
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
You were the chosen one!
I sense much fear in you.
You have been well trained, my young apprentice. They will be no match for you.
Yes, my master.
Hello and welcome everyone to episode 5 of the Chance Cubes video commentary. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's video. So this week it is me all by myself again doing some commentary. We have myself on the left hand side of the screen playing ePoe, eRey versus Chase, who is trying out his eAckbar, eLeia deck. So let's see how this matchup plays out. So you'll see we have all our stuff shuffled up and are dealing our card, our opening hands out. And Chase actually did not have a battlefield with him. You'll notice that we pointed out a bit later in the video. I'll have a splash up on the actual video showing the battlefield that he's using. He ended up using Frozen Wastes. So we draw our 5, we mulligan. I mulligan 4 cards. Looks like Chase is mulliganing 2. This probably means I have a pretty terrible hand. This is the second or third game I'd played with this deck, and I had been getting some terrible draws with it. I was not very excited about it. I know it's an amazing deck. It just wasn't giving me what I needed. So Chase rolls his dice. He rolls pretty well. Looks like I think he rolled 6.
3.
I did not roll as well. I rolled a 4, I believe. So we choose Chase's battlefield, which is Frozen Waste. I looked through my deck box thinking I had one as well, and that was not the battlefield that I was running. So we end up just using a blank card as a placeholder for it. But as I said in the video, there'll be a splash of what battlefield it actually is. So look, a Frozen Waste, and there's me saying on the camera, this is a Frozen Waste. So Chase pays a resource and plays. I put my shields on because Chase had accidentally taken shields on his characters, and he plays a promotion, which in this eAckbar deck is really good. It lets you draw a card, has focus on it, has resources on it, does quite good in the deck, and with rearm allows you to get rid of it and play it again to keep drawing extra cards. So I roll Poe in as my first action. It looks like I have a resource and a 1-gun side. Chase rolls in eAckbar. Looks like he has a resource and a gun, possibly. I resolve my range damage against eAckbar. It was apparently 2. So I do 2 damage to eAckbar. Chase goes and gains a resource. I activate Ray. My opening hand was pretty atrocious. I did not have any upgrades in it. I roll both modifier sides. We see Chase discarding a card to re-roll his eAckbar dice. In the red deck, you kind of want to discard your upgrades because of rearm. This lets you get them out for cheaper and fuel a lot of good things. And as we see, Chase plays his rearm, pays 2 resources to get out the blaster rifle there on Leia before she's activated. So she's going to be coming in hot and heavy. I had gained resources on my previous turn. I end up passing because I have nothing to do right now. So Chase rolls. He gets a resource, a focus, a special on the blaster, and a shield side. So that is looking pretty dangerous. The blaster will let him do 2 damage. I really have nothing to do, so I think I just keep passing my action here. I'm in a bad spot. I wasn't drawing well this game early. Chase decides to spend his focus to switch eAckbar side to 2 focus, which then lets him spend the eAckbar focus to switch 2 more dice side. So it's a pretty nasty little trick, especially since that eAckbar dice was sitting over there on a blank. So it lets the deck combo really well into a lot of good things. He ends up just switching one of the Leia sides to 2 damage. He's debating on what to do with the blaster side here. If he switches it to a range side, I potentially have dodge or some way to avoid the damage. On my turn, I field medic the 2 damage he just dealt to Rey. He then does another 2 damage, which I then immediately field medic away. I was ditching cards out of my hand, and if Chase is going to put damage on my stuff, I'll use my field medics. We see Chase claim to remove my dice that I wasn't using at all anyways. So start of the next round, we ready, draw our cards, gain our resources. I'm sitting at 4 resources, which is a really good amount of resources to be at going into turn 2. It means that I can play some stuff if I finally have drawn anything. The ePoe Rey deck lives and dies off of its upgrades, and not having any of them is just heartbreaking this early. So Chase pays a resource for Dug In to put 3 shields on eAckbar. He had claimed at the end of last turn, so that's pretty good. I activate Poe and roll in, looks like the pay for damage side and Poe's special ability, which is really good, what the deck is based around. By rolling in Poe's special, you can discard the upgrades out of your hand to resolve one of their dies specifically, which can create some big swings of damage with stuff such as Mind Probe, Force Throw. You can do lightsabers to sneak in unpreventable damage. Poe's special facilitates a lot of what this deck does, and Rey is there for when you decide to play the upgrade, getting the extra action. It can be a pretty big swing. So Chase goes ahead, activates Leia, gets 2 resources, a 2 blaster, and a blank. I spend Poe's special in order to Mind Probe, in order to do 4 damage to Leia. Chase was only able to ditch 1 card out of his hand before I was able to do that, so that was a pretty heavy hit on Leia. Chase goes and gets his resources, which means he's probably looking to get something big out. I spend the 1 resource in order to do 2 more damage to Leia here. It's putting her at 7 damage right now, so she is getting close to dead. Chase has a lot of tricks in his deck, though, such as Field Medic, Dug In, a lot of different ways to keep Leia alive. So just because Leia's close doesn't mean that she's in easy striking distance. And we see him playing a holdout blaster on eAckbar, getting the extra ambush action to roll the dice, and rolls a blank again on eAckbar, a resource. It looks like a shield. I play a data pad on Rey to get a free action, roll in Rey's dice, and get a lot of resources again. Which, not a bad thing, especially in this deck. It lets me play some of my more expensive stuff straight to the field instead of having to rely solely on Poe rolling them in with his special. Looks like Chase is trying to figure out what dice to re-roll here. By removing 1 of Leia's dice, he's able to re-roll his dice, so he uses that action. I play a deflect to get rid of the other Leia dice in order to deal another damage to her. We had a little mix-up on damage here. Chase had a 3 and a 1 on it. He thought it was 2 1s. So we're trying to figure out where we're at damage-wise. No, I did 4 from the
minus.
So we're counting everything out, and we get to the right amount of damage here finally. Instead of missing it, we retroactively somehow fix that in the proper way. So now he's sitting at 8 damage on Leia, which means she is 3 damage away from dying. We see Chase resolving his dice in order to gain some resources. And I follow it right back up by resolving my dice to gain some more resources, putting me at 4 total resources, and Chase also at 4. He passes. I pay 1 for defensive stance to put some shields on Rey, and actually I think Chase had claimed there. Neither of us had any dice out. And so on to the next round. Redraw back up to 5, gain 2 resources. I'm sitting at 5 resources. Chase is sitting at 4. Leia is really, really close to death here. I have no damage on any of my characters. He has more upgrades out, so it's actually very close right now. It could go either way. There's not a clear and decisive winner or leader in this game currently. Chase rolls out his dice, gets a blank, a shield, 2 guns on Leia for 1 resource, and a focus. I activate my ePoe and throw my dice all over the table. And it looks like I got some range damage and a blank side on ePoe. So now it's back over to Chase, who has some damage showing on the board, is probably wanting to get more damage out before he starts resolving, just because of how the deck works. He ends up paying 3 resources to put a blaster rifle on eAckbar, which is just even more threats from eAckbar. He's shielded up, has a little bit of damage, but not much. I put a 1 with the force on Rey here, making it kind of inconvenient to try and take out Rey first. And then with the extra action, I roll Rey's dice into play. You'll see I rolled the heavy focus side on 1 with the force. So I'm probably going to be doing a lot of damage, except Chase plays defensive positions to remove all of my dice showing 2 or higher, which gets rid of my damage, my focus, pretty much all of the heavy hitting stuff I had going for me right then. So with the dice I have showing, Leia is just out of reach. So I discard in order to re-roll. I keep the 1 melee damage I have on Rey, since I know that her modifier side is a likely outcome, as we see here. It's showing that I have 3 damage available from Rey. I also have the special on the data pad, which will allow me to spend that to switch to the special on ePoe. Spend the special on ePoe to chain a lot of those dice sides together. And with Leia so close to being dead, there's quite a few options I have in order to just annihilate her, such as resolving 3 damage. Chase didn't see that I had the 1 melee and the 2 modifier. I think he had something in his hand to prevent the damage there. So Leia dies. Both of my characters are at full health. I have the potential to come out swinging, and so Chase just concedes the game, and we move on to another game. I had quite a bit of damage potential I could swing out at eAckbar this turn. Well, if you would have healed her, I would have. It's unfortunate that Chase called it here. I think he had a strong chance of working his way back, but he kind of felt like he was in a position where he let Leia die when he didn't need to, and that was a pretty big game changer. So that's it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed. As always, thank you guys very much for watching these videos. If you like them, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you would like to know more about what all the Chance Cube has available, please visit thechancecube.com. and like us on Facebook. And as always, everybody, may the Force be with you.